You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Young and the Restless fans, I have got some juicy spoilers for next week for Ian Ward, who is ready to unveil himself and go public, and also for Sharon Newman's curious test results, plus a Nate update. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and there's exciting stuff for the week of December 9th through the 13th, and as always, check back tomorrow for our full weekly spoilers video, but please subscribe if you're not following us. All right, let's talk about next week. We're going to start with Nate Hastings. Remember, he had Amy Lewis hanging out at his house over Thanksgiving, and she finally convinced him to help her find her son Damian, who's also the son of Nate Hastings Sr., but Damian doesn't know it. He grew up believing a lie about his paternity thanks to his mom. Amy is terminally ill. She's dying of leukemia, doesn't have too much longer, so she says. And over Thanksgiving, Audra got to meet the woman, and, you know, she's usually skeptical about things, but after meeting Amy, I think Audra is less skeptical now. Nate was skeptical at first, too, and, you know, he wondered if Amy was lying or faking her illness, but after doing that DNA test on himself, using a lock of what is supposedly Damian's hair, Nate decided, okay, I have to find Amy's son. So next week, Audra and Nate chat about what is happening with the whole situation. He tells Audra that Devon recommended a private investigator, and Nate hired the guy to go find Amy's son. Nate is very hopeful that he will soon get to meet his half-brother Damian face to face. And if you remember, if you heard this, showrunner Josh Griffith said in an interview about this particular storyline that there's a double handsome whammy twist ahead. So I think we're all waiting to see if Dominic might be playing both roles, which would be very interesting since it's, you know, been teased also that this long-lost half-brother might be Lily Winter's next love interest. And she and Nate are cousins by blood, but she and Damian would not be blood related, but it would still be strange if these two are doppelgangers. It would be kind of awkward if Lily, you know, mistook one for the other, because we don't need any cousin loving turning up on Y&R. All right, next, let's talk about Ian Ward and crazy Jordan Howard and what they get up to next week. So Ian has ordered Jordan to spy on Sharon and her family because he is hoping to find out everyone bailed on her after they very neatly framed her for Heather Stevens' murder. But that's not how things went. Sharon has got plenty of support, and Ian will, of course, hate this. He's been holed up in that shady motel with Jordan since he got out of prison on parole. Ian has been busy plotting and scheming, but he's had Jordan go out to do all the hands-on dirty work as far as we've seen. So on Friday, Jordan is lurking near Crimson Lights, and she's very annoyed to see Claire kissing Kyle Abbott and looking very happy. And even worse, Claire just accepted a job at Chancellor working with her grandma Nikki, and Claire is embedded very deeply with the Newmans, who've all embraced her. Jordan wanted Claire cut off from the Newmans and despised, just as Ian wanted Sharon hated and ostracized by her family. But so far, things aren't working out like that at all. You know, Jordan and Ian have not seen what they want to happen. So next week, Jordan is encouraging Ian to get out of the motel room. He can walk around freely because he is on parole, unlike Jordan, who would be reported if she was spotted and hauled back to prison. So Jordan tells Ian he should get out and see the world, or, you know, Genoa City anyway. Ian agrees. He puts on a fedora and he wonders if people are ready for him. And I can guarantee they are not. And I am really interested to find out who spots him first and recognizes him. Mariah is his next stated target for revenge. And of course, she would know Ian in a heartbeat. He raised her. She called him dad. He's the only father she knew growing up. And then, of course, he married her. Very creepy. Another concern is Adam Newman spotting him. I did a video on that on Thursday because Ian and Adam were once partners in crime targeting Victor. And of course, Adam is very worried about Sharon. So there's some overlap coming there. I think Ian being part of Sharon's storyline is why Y&R writers are shoving Adam also into Sharon's storyline. That's my theory, but we'll see. The bottom line is no one can do anything to Ian even once they recognize him. He served his time and he is a free man. So Ian may enjoy scaring people with his very presence. Nikki would be horrified to see him, as would Sharon, Mariah, Phyllis. Victor, of course, would make threats, and Adam might also. Nick would too. So we'll see how it goes, but I am definitely fascinated to see if Ian slides into Sharon's coffee shop to get a latte and freaks her out. All right, finally, let's talk about Sharon's medication and those highly anticipated test results. Nick dug her old pill bottle out of the trash and asked Chance to have them tested to see if they're legit or not. Nick saw an immediate change in Sharon once she swapped meds. She thinks it's just because the new meds are better for her, but Nick suspects there's more to it, and Michael agrees that something is off. Even Chance thinks maybe there's something hinky. So Michael chewed Nick out for handing the pills to Chance after, breaking the chain of custody. And then he had asked to be told first about the results, but Michael intervened and told Nick, no, the DA and the police get that info first. And if there's something to it, as her lawyer, I'll find out. And that way the pills can be entered into the evidence as part of the criminal case against Sharon if there is something to it. So next week, Michael tells Nick and Sharon that the report is back on her medication, and Nick is eager to see if the lab found anything unusual. I do suspect they're going to find something that shouldn't be there, some hallucinogenic, ketamine, LSD, something that would explain Sharon seeing and hearing things and those blackouts. And these test results could be the key to Michael getting most, if not all, of the charges against Sharon dismissed. So, she did dispose of Heather's body and she did frame Daniel, but her being drugged could persuade the DA to drop the charges or maybe persuade a jury that she wasn't of sound mind at the time. I felt so bad when Lucy was talking to Faith and was, very upset, tearful, and was saying that Sharon threw her mother out like trash, which awful and true. Even once the murder charges go away, doing that is going to haunt Sharon forever. It's also going to haunt Lucy and Daniel and everybody who loves Heather, because it's just true. Sharon just threw her away, hoping her body would never be found, which would have denied her family of any closure, any answers. But again, if Sharon was, drugged out by something that Jordan and Ian did to her medication, she obviously wasn't capable of making sound decisions, which was pretty clear at the time. So we'll see what those test results show next week.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.